what broke me when I saw Regina Daniel's post was when she said she was 17. They made us understand that she was 19. There was an argument then when she was about to get married. But finding out that she was 17 and the mom knew she was 17 and she allowed her daughter to get married, it's actually heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
I'm still trying to understand the reason why parents that are supposed to protect children are now the same people causing affliction on these same children. Like this Ochanya case, we are quick to say, oh, she was living with the auntie. That's why those people that happened to her. But the thing is, the thing that always come to my consciousness is it's possible for her to actually be with her parents and a thing like that will still happen to her.
It could be funny that it's her dad that would do that to her, you know.
And the mom will help cover it up. Hi guys, you're welcome to another interesting episode of Freedom of Speech. If you're joining us for the first time, you're absolutely welcome. Here's a safe space where we'll talk about anything and everything. To our returning subscribers, we absolutely love you. My name is Joel, and with me in the studio today, we have DatEtsakoGirl. Yay!
Clacket!
How you doing?
I'm okay, thank you.
It's been a while.
It has.
Where have you been?
UK has been UKing me.
You look like a mafia. I don't know.
Like a chalupa. I don't belong. Clacket.
How are you now?
I'm fine, thank you. This is your dress, backstage.
What can I do?
We need to go backstage, yo. It's nice to be back.
Yeah, nice to have you back.
Thank you very much.
All right, we have another gorgeous lady in the studio today. We have the intelligent and the smartest Daniella in the studio today.
Daniella, all these wines. Thank you very much.
How have you been?
I've been good, you know, just been low-key, chill.
Low-key.
Yeah.
Low-key like this. If this had to be low-key, please guys, I want to be low-key.
Me too. Me too.
Everybody wants to be low-key.
Like you are right now. Please, I'm the most low-key person right now. You guys are just
most low-key.
Like at the moment, please. What are you saying?
Do you actually call this low-key?
What is this?
Okay.
Glamorous.
Yeah, a lot has been going on
on
the internet space lately. Yes, when you have the Ochanya case and the Regina Daniel issue just going round. So our topics today will center around these issues. So we're going to be talking about child marriage as a topic today. And it's actually a very sensitive topic based on what is currently going on.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you understand by child marriage in general? What exactly counts as child marriage?
So to me, I feel that anyone, I know the national standard, I know in UK is 16 and other countries is 18. But to me, I feel that anyone like 20, you know, because like at 20, you're still like doing crazy stuff. You're still discovering who you are. So at that stage, you shouldn't necessarily be getting married to anyone at that point. Obviously, there's some exceptions where you've been in love with someone, especially if the age difference is not that much, then that could be somewhat okay. But I feel like at 20, like rushing in and just getting married should actually be something that we should look out for. But then based on the national standard, just because at 18 everyone is considered an adult, then I would say anyone below 18 shouldn't be allowed to get married. But again, there is that whole aspect, and then there's also the whole age difference. Like someone that is 20 gets married to a 30-year-old, I know that's not child marriage, but it's still a lot of flags there. Like what exactly are you saying in this person and stuff like that? But yeah, that's just my own personal opinion.
Okay, so that means there's actually an issue. The problem is not somebody that is 18 marrying somebody that is 19, or somebody that is 18 marrying somebody that is 20. Is the problem is somebody that is 18 marrying somebody that is way older.
Because it's more like a power move. It's more like you're taking advantage of that person, because that person don't know that much, and you are literally going down out of your age bracket to meet someone that is younger, more manipulative and stuff like that. You're literally just going down there just to find someone that you can easily prey on, when you could have been with your age mates and you could have had a proper marriage for. But because you don't want to deal with the norm and actually compromise or be a better version of yourself by doing better, you go with someone younger that you don't need to do so much. You just need to do a little bit of flashing, like a little bit of money and taking care of, and then person loves you. Do you get? It's like, it's an easy way out. That's how I say it's like a power move and an easy way out for those men that go for younger women. But again, that's just my own opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I actually think you're very right, because if you're going for like a person like way younger than you, you're just looking for someone you want to control. Because I mean, someone that's like 2 years older than you would have a say, so you can go back and forth, like, oh, we're having a conversation. But if someone that's like 20, 30 years older than you is talking to you, you'll be succumb to respect. You'll be succumb to like, just keep quiet and listen. It's like
your father.
Do you understand? It's like your father. You're just taking instructions, bearing babies if they need be, and just doing whatever needs to be done. It's like you're married into like, it's like military regime. Actually,
it's not love.
It's not
just
love.
like a
It's
command
like,
thing. Like, do
it's
this
like
and do that.
A predator and a prey. I don't think that's
situation.
love. Actually,
yeah.
I personally do not think that's love, because what are you actually looking for in a child's body that you cannot get in a matured lady's body? Why not go for your age mates? What do you need a child for? Like, why would, if you want a child, then get married to your own daughter? Because most of them that actually married like a younger person,
they will protect their children at all costs.
Understand?
And it's like, okay, so what happens to those were other people's children? Do you get what I mean?
Do you get?
And most times it's just because they did not have people to protect them, like they're either orphans or they just had like parents that could protect them from those people. So it's like they always go for like the vulnerable ones, to like basically you could call them vulnerable children.
But you find, sorry to cut you, but you find people that are still living with their parents, they just see it as a way of protecting the children, like, okay, because of finance, because of connections, financial security and all, still marry out their children. You know, initially we look at it from, okay, probably the parents are not informed, that's why they are giving out their children so young. But you find out in this society we are today, you find out that some parents are quick to give their young daughters out because of what they can gain. I don't know if I'm being selfish
that literally happens, and it's so sad that happens, because it's like parents are literally meant to protect their children from harm and any sort of harm. That's literally your main duty to your children. You have to protect them, you have to provide for them. And most times people begin to see their children as a fruit of their labor. So it's more like, I send you to school. So like, just like a typical Nigerian, you send your children to school. The moment they start working. And I'm like, okay, my car broke down. Oh, there's something else to do in the house. So basically it's like you invested in them so that you then take investment out of. So that's basically how they see their children. That's also why it's not that difficult for them to be like, oh, there's a rich man that wants you. Oh yeah, now you have everything, they want you. What else? He's already ripe for marriage. Just go so that we can. So that's why I feel that it's also not difficult for them to do that. And it's just because they do not have set values. Like they don't understand what their roles are, or they don't think is necessary for them to protect their children from that. Because if you notice, those people that do give out their children early to for marriages like that, their marriages are not good. But then to them, they see it as, oh, a marriage is not meant to be good. It's just, it is what it is. You get, like, they beat it, that's fine. So that's basically why they're like, okay, that's not a problem. Let's just do it, because that's the way it is. That is what they saw their parents do. That's what their grandparents face. So they just feel that it's a norm. And I don't know whether it's because they don't know better or it's great, but there's something in between that just makes them make that decision. And it is always crazy to me.
I personally feel like it's greed, actually, because if you cannot bring a child into the world and give the child the basic amenities, and then you marry the person off and say, oh, this man can actually take care of you, or marry the child off just because of what you can actually get from that marriage is just greed. It's not because they don't know better. You know well enough, you know good enough to say, oh, if I marry you to this person, I could get something.
Yes.
So you know what you're doing. Like nobody's you know what you're doing. So you know that you could actually get something from that person, and that's why you're getting married to that. That's why you're giving your child out to that person. So it's actually greed. For me, it's greed. I don't feel like parents do not know better. They actually do. They're just very greedy. Because why not? I mean,
might as well use you for money.
Yeah, do you understand?
It's terrible.
It's more or less like slavery.
Yeah.
So I give you just the only good part about it is they are paying the marriage right as per church.
Is there any good thing there?
I mean, like that's
they are collecting their money back.
You know, the thing is, I think the marriage is supposed to be for the child. You understand? Let me just say, me even saying a child, talking about marriage and a child, it sounds
it's like those two things should not be together.
It sounds,
they shouldn't be together.
Terrible. Like I'm talking about it. I just said a child, and I'm saying marriage. Like I can't put them together. I can't piece them together.
Striping that child out of their base, like they literally never grow. Because what do you mean by at 18? Let's just say 18. Like imagine they get married at 18. We both know that they do get married way younger. At 18, you're already in a man's house. Like you're already cooking, you're already cleaning. You don't get to choose your life. You don't get to follow your passion. You don't even get to dream, because all you can dream of is giving birth to children for this man, taking care of those children. Like you literally, you like cut yourself. Like
at 18, right? At 18, right? You're cooking in your house, so that's not even what is like. My own is at 18. You're thinking of how to go perform marital duties at night. Like at 18, you're thinking, oh, this man is coming back. I need to freshen up because my husband is coming back, and I need to perform my marital duties at 18. You don't even have your life figured out. You don't know what you want to do with your life. You don't know if you even want to get married. You're not given the option to choose. You don't know the kind
of man that you even want to be with. Like you literally don't even know who you are as a person.
Exactly.
That's why I find it very ridiculous, and I feel it's very selfish and it's a power move when men go for younger women. And then what's it is that I'm not even surprised, because for those men to go for younger women, it's just because they want someone they can toy with. They literally want someone they can control. Because someone that's their age mates, it will not be easy for them. Like if the person slapped them, if they slap that woman, she most likely would
exactly what I said from the beginning,
would leave, right?
They're just looking for like a prey. Like somebody to just.
If it was a genuine relationship, you would not want someone younger, because their brain is not even at the same level with yours. What kind of conversations do you have? What do you like? Literally, the only talk you would have is food, children,
clean the house.
Yeah, like literally, because when you're talking about things that happen in your time, the person was not even born then. Do you get what I mean? Like, what exactly?
Imagine a 40-year-old marrying like someone 18. You're talking about things that happen, like, when I was young, I used to use Motorola. That child doesn't know what Motorola is.
Oh, what's that?
What's that? Like,
that's not Asian.
You can't even have conversations with that person. You can never
have
like,
fun on the same level.
The mental is not built up to your that level that to have meaningful conversations.
Yeah,
that child has to like grow up so fast.
Exactly.
Skip a lot of stages and just grow up so
and then
fast.
when the person is older, the person doesn't even, they'll be like, oh yeah, they have conversation with their age mates and they're like, oh, I did this, and be like, oh, what's that? Like literally there's like going to be a space gap between what that child experienced and their mates, which is crazy, and that is really stripping children from their childhood.
Yeah,
because
terrible. I mean a basic child in Nigeria, in Africa, at 18, you're writing JAMB, wanting to get into university. You're thinking of, oh, I'm going to dress. Look, I'm going to dress this way when I'm going to class. I'll make sure I go to this place just to experience life, right? So that child is stripped off like of those basic things, and just went into boom, marriage.
And the next thing you're pregnant.
That's something that even a 30-year-old lady is still trying to figure out. Right, still trying to figure out how to walk around the walls of marriage, and you're sending an 80-year-old child.
The thing is, I try not to say anything, even if I'm not comfortable with it. Once a girl is 18, I'll be like, okay, well, they said she's an adult now. Okay, let's say, okay, because she's 18, you understand, it's justified. She can actually make decision for herself. She can actually decide to, oh, I'm 18 now, I can decide to do what I like. What broke me when I saw Regina Daniels' post was when she said she was 17. Like, I didn't have any problem with the mom marrying her out or anything, because they made everybody they made us understand that she was 19. There was an argument then when she was about to get married. But finding out that she was 17 and the mom knew she was 17 and she allowed her daughter to get married, it's actually heartbreaking.
It's so sad.
Because I'm still trying to understand the reason why parents that are supposed to protect children are now the same people causing affliction on these same children. Like this Ochanya case, we are quick to say, oh, she was living with the auntie. That's why those people that happened to her. But the thing is, the thing that always come to my consciousness is it's possible for her to actually be with her parents and a thing like that will still happen to her.
It could be funny that it's her dad that would do that to her, you know.
And the mom will help cover it up.
Yes,
so
of course.
There are a lot of stories about that as well, which is the terrible thing, because for some weird reasons in Africa they don't believe children. I don't know if it's just an African thing or it just happens here.
I think they believe them. They are so scared of facing it.
Yeah, they're protecting their reputation.
Is it?
Yeah, they're protecting their reputation of the family.
See, I can remember a situation where the father was actually molesting the girl, like a child living with them. The woman covered it up and started taking her own daughter because she caught the father of the child, her first daughter, like almost touching the daughter. So she started taking the daughter anywhere she's going. She's going to church, she's going to market, she's going out.
So basically, that's a way of protecting.
Preventive measure, yeah.
Is that a way of protecting a monster?
So she protected
like it's
her
possible,
child, but not the other person who's staying with her.
The man is actually doing it to other kids.
Yeah, there was this viral
speechless.
It's just
like there was this viral TikTok.
I don't understand what men in children, but anyway,
I don't understand.
Like, what exactly is in a child's body that is making you get?
There was this viral TikTok. It was church women.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was, if it was the pastor's wife or somebody else that asked a question.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you find out that your husband does
sleeping with your daughter,
yes, how would you do it? So there was this woman that replied. She said she was going to take the child away.
She said
she would take the child away and pray to God. So she said she was going to take the child away, make sure that the child doesn't come in contact with her husband again. So maybe send the child to a relative, and then she was going to pray to God. And that was her preventive measure to just. And she was trolled on TikTok, like, you find out that your husband is sleeping with
and
your
then it's
child.
your child that faces the consequences of your husband's actions.
It's your daughter that
Are you joking?
Yes.
To be very honest, I do not think that man will see the light of day.
Because, do you know the worst thing, yeah? The worst thing is that the police system doesn't even work. Because if it's a situation that it does work, like here, that you would call and be like, oh, this man is abusing this, and then they arrest you. Look at the case of Ochaya, right? The two men that molested, raped this child, that made her die. Basically, they committed murder,
of
right?
Course.
They gave them bail.
Isn't that first degree murder?
But wait, guess what? The person that neglected it, the woman did neglect it, she's facing 6 months in jail. Like, how does that even make sense? The people that caused. So wait, it's then, because in my head I'm like, if there's a proof that she neglected it, that means there's a valid case of rape.
Something happened.
So if you are punishing her for that same crime, why are they on bail for the same crime? It's just, I don't know. It's really triggering, because what exactly, is it a crime to be a female child? Is it a crime?
You know how guys see ladies all packaged up, boobs, and they say guys are moved by what they see, right? That's why most people are like doing body jobs and all that. Mm-hmm. So my question is, how do you see a child that's not fully developed?
and still get a handle? Like, what exactly do you see? Now, the thing is, let's say a 13-year-old has a little bit of things going out, but what do you see in a 2-year-old that was just born?
That 13-year-old is like a child that has like big body, that she's on the big side, because normally a 13-year-old doesn't have boobs.
Yeah, she died. She actually died at 13, so she was way younger.
She was way younger when it started. Yeah.
Do you know what somebody said? One of the videos I saw. Do you know what somebody said? Oh, probably what was she wearing?
What will a 13-year-old be wearing? Like, literally, we've seen the pictures of her. What exactly could she be wearing?
If she's wearing a bomb short and a singlet,
What
like,
exactly?
there are holes underneath the bomb short. It's not fully developed.
Even if she's stark naked, what exactly is there? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is there?
Naked. What is there? Like, what are you seeing? Like, she's not developed. Like,
but do you know the worst thing is that it's not just female children that encounter.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'm not in my head. I'm now wondering. Because what do people see? Like, is it a power move or what? Because how do you see someone that is so young and then you're like, okay, is it that you couldn't get people of your own age or something? Because then you're like you're looking for like someone that is really
what you just said, that's what I think so. Is it that you just look at all the beautiful girls? You just look at all of them. None of them entirely.
How are you having a fantasy?
You just decide to go for a child. Guess what? Some people say, oh, the Ochanya case and Regina Tanya's case, it's not. There's not much of a difference.
There's not much difference.
The only one is that someone married.
Yeah.
The only difference is that one was married. Legal. So basically,
she wasn't legally married.
She
wasn't legally married. She was traditionally married.
Well, in one case, traditionally
still legal.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like a legal tender there, but it's just like, oh, that is his wife, so he can do what he wants. But again, it's the fact that it was allowed. Like, what do you like? You literally, there's a law that said no. Did they forge her age or something? Like, what exactly happened?
Like I'm trying to understand.
Where's
like,
the
what
law?
happened?
Where's the law that's supposed
what,
to happen?
you know that case, the man is quite an influential person in Nigeria.
That is the problem.
So anything can actually happen.
That is the problem.
Right? I could tell you that, he could say, I want this child to be declared as 20 and it will happen. Because
that is the problem. Because
because
where is the law? Where is the law?
That's where the greed comes in.
What happened to our guardian?
That's where the greed comes in, because according to the statement that was released some days ago, he said that he funded the lifestyle that over from when they've been married to now, he's transferred over 150 million to her. So basically, he's funding her lifestyle. That's the mom. He trained the elder brother that is now missing or in police custody through university. So basically, she was the bargaining chip.
So the price that had
she
to
was
be
the
paid.
collateral, for all the incentives that the family got after they got married. So she was like, oh yeah, take this one, hold on to this one, or yeah, be bringing it.
The thing is, when she initially made a video that they should not drag the mom, that she made her decision, I was like, okay. Like, I was seeing reasons with her, okay, it probably is her decision, then the mom could not really do much. Perhaps she would say, oh, I'm an adult now. But she coming out recently to say that she was 17, her guardian, her mom failed her.
Yeah,
her mom totally failed her.
Definitely.
I don't know what exactly was going through her mom's mind. Did they need money? Would they? Because she was a rising star as an actor, right? She was making few money. Do you get what I mean? She could have been great.
Daniella, she said that the money she was making, that what they used to train her other
siblings,
so like the goose that lays, the golden egg.
I mean, even if that was the case, she could have double the hustle. I don't understand, but like, did her mom not believe in her career so much?
There were so much younger actors that you could have actually gotten your child married to. Like, why a granddad?
Man is old enough to be her father.
A grandfather. Her grandfather. The funny thing is, this child marriage thing and molestation, it's not just ladies, There was this story I heard. It was the guy. So he said his auntie started molesting him from 9 years.
He was 9.
Yeah, so she started sleeping with him from when he was 9 years. So basically, he's now grown, but he's like a sex addict. So he can't, he said he can't go days without it. That is, I think he was arrested or something. So he was out now in recovery. He was just telling his story. He said he resorted to rape at one time because he was looking and he couldn't see anybody, so he had to just look for somebody and just do it with, right? So there's so much dysfunctionality like in the system, because if that boy child comes and says that, oh, my auntie is doing this to me.
Say, are you not a boy?
That's the problem again. Because
are you not
now
a boy?
when men talk about, oh, this is happening, they kind of shut them up. Like, you're not meant to be enjoying it. It is still like, it's a brain thing. It's like, you can't, like, look at the boy now.
A 9-year-old should be thinking about candy.
He is now an addict because of what? Because someone failed him. The person that was supposed to, one of the people that was supposed to protect him, failed him.
During my YC, I decided to, I wanted to do a paper or something, but I don't know what happened, but I know I did not do it. So I was asking questions, like, I just wanted to do a little survey. Like, I'll be like, okay, were you molested as a child? Like, guys are actually more open to talk about such things
than
because again,
than
like
women.
crazy,
Yes, it's like, it'd be like, one was like our house help, the other one my auntie, the other one my cousin, my big cousin, like my mom's friend. Like out of 10, about 8 were molested.
It's crazy, and it's so sad that people are not really looking into it, because again, I don't know why, but it's, people get more sympathy. Women get more, female children get more sympathy when they say, oh, I've been molested or I was raped, right? But when a man comes out to say, oh, I've been molested or I've been raped, even at a grown age, like literally, if a man says no to sex, apparently it's like alarming that, oh, why are you saying no? Why? It's like, why are we having double standards to these things as well? Do you get? It's like, you don't, like, if it's a female child, then people are like, oh yeah, it's not right. But then if it's a male child, they're like, it's a man.
And the funny thing is, there are still actually grown women that actually just go and pick up boys from somewhere and say, oh, I'll take care of your parents. Just come to my house. And before you know, they don't consider it as marriage, right?
It's not common.
It's not common.
It's going through a lot.
And I think the girl child is more like, it's more part because a man can fight, I guess.
The thing is, in as much as we are talking about this now, there's still a mother out there willing to marry the child.
I promise you, there's a mother out there there's a mother out there that the highest bidder's marriage is like on Saturday. I promise you, like, she's planned a whole thing for her child, and guess how old that child would be?
16.
17, 16.
16, 17.
But in the north, did they even get married way earlier?
Way earlier.
It's like they're literally children, and that's why you have a lot more of like all these diseases, or like in the north, you notice that a lot of children do have those vaginal diseases diseases that have to do with like premarital, like sex, stuff like that. Because it's like you're giving 8 years old and you're already mother. Like someone has seen you and they're like, oh, so
your body is not even matured enough. Your body is not matured enough to handle what a man brings, not to talk of producing a child.
Like you barely started your period. The first time you saw it, you're like, oh my god, what's this thing that's happened? Then the next thing, you're giving birth to a child.
Next thing you're married, next thing you're giving birth to a child.
Do you know what I've noticed? That basically, you know those uncles and aunties that, this your son is fine, my small husband, my small wife. That's basically how it starts. That's basically, you know those jokes that
wife. Do not joke with my child like that.
No, that's not funny.
Do not hug my daughter. No. Let her greet you. Let her go down on her knees like the way we know in Africa and greet. Good evening, sir. Let her bend down. Do not say, oh, my daughter, come and hug me. No. Because from hugging, that's where it generates to something else, right? Parents need to learn to like create boundaries. It's family, their family. It shouldn't be a yardstick for you to give them unnecessary closure to your child, right? Like, I think there was a story I was reading. So, I don't know how true that is. It was just a story online. The family held a party. I think it was the husband's party, and they had a daughter and 2 boys. Family members came because it was just like a family thing. They all did it and blah blah blah. So the uncle, that's the father's brother, I think, was like, oh, it was being touchy with the daughter. Oh, how are you? How is school and all that? And then the mother saw it and she reacted. And she blew it out of proportion, so
Okay.
they say, and then the whole party scattered. The uncle went home angry and all that. So the husband is saying now that the wife has to go and apologize to the uncle because she blew it out of proportion, and she is saying that she did not feel comfortable seeing the uncle touch the child like that. That she did not feel like it was normal greeting. Our first response was fight, because she did not see it like normal, because according to how verbally it was written down, it was being all very touchy with the lady, with the little child, hugging, touching, stroking her hair, turning her around, saying, your bum bum is getting big, and
He
stuff
made a
like
statement.
The mom should be looking at the father too.
The father is a very
He's a suspect.
irresponsible man. Because what do you
the
mean
father-
that
somebody said that on the comment section?
The father is a suspect.
Somebody
look
said
at
that.
Look at the father.
Yeah. Somebody
if
said
it's
that.
comfortable, if it's comfortable for somebody to talk about his daughter like that, he should get. So the man has a problem.
Apparently, the man wasn't there when the uncle was saying that, so he did not know what really happened. He just came to hear fight in the parlor. Right, the mother was being all defensive and she was like shouting.
So the other people that were there, what were they doing? They were just there.
They were just
and there
there.
were women there.
They were
just
of course there were women. Of course.
So that like, what was the girl wearing?
Of course.
What was the girl wearing?
You see that question, right? That question pisses me off every time. What was the girl wearing? She wears what she's comfortable wearing.
Do you know what I've realized?
That's not a yardstick for you to tear my clothes
There
down.
are people that are fully clothed from head to toe and they still get raped.
Tell me about
So talk
it.
about what are you wearing. You can wear nothing and you can wear everything and a man will still feel entitled to your body, which is the major problem. It's the fact that instead of you to let the men know that what they're doing is wrong, you're then putting the blame on the victims. Like, how does that make sense? Like, the man cannot put his thing in his pants and control himself. He's seeing something and he's like, oh. And even though the girl is wearing something, what happened to you and self-control? Did they not teach you that in school?
There was a story that happened in Edo State when the girl was, I think Uwamai, that was her name. She was raped in church.
In church, yeah.
So she went. Apparently, she was a student and she goes to church to read because they always have light in church. I think that was the story.
Yeah.
So she was raped and killed. She was raped to death. Actually, I think so. I think that was
in
in
the church.
church, right? And people were still asking, what was she doing there at that night?
It was day.
It was there, wasn't it? What was she doing in church alone?
Okay, what she needs bodyguard. Hello, police, I'm going to the church. I want to go and read. Hello, police, follow me.
Wait, I'm not safe. I'm not safe in my house because relatives are going to molest me. I'm not safe in school because lecturers are not going to let me be. I'm not safe in the club because I'm not supposed to be in club. Then I'm not safe. Then I'll now be in church. I will not still be safe in church. In the
And I'm
house
sure the
of
person
God.
that did that does know her
still not
schedule
safe.
because
Of
what
course,
the man
of course.
knows he knows that she's always there.
Where will I be safe then?
Yeah, of course.
Maybe just evaporate into the air.
That
I don't
person,
know
that
what
person
it is.
has actually
And
been
what place
watching
you're not
her.
safe? You're
And
not
what
safe
place you're not
anywhere.
safe? You're not safe
Literally,
Where?
even on the street, you're going to buy something.
And in the street, you're not safe too.
You're not safe. You're
What's
not
the safeness? Where can a female be
people
ever safe?
people actually need to do better. So they need to, like, if something like this comes up, like this Ochanya case now, I don't think those people should be like, they should not be granted bail. Like, they should just be forgotten in prison.
Looking at it, I think mothers are enablers.
Of course.
Women are the enablers of this thing. Do you know why? Because
Like, there's one generation that I don't like, those mommy geos that were sitting and doing that meeting thing that, I will send my daughter away. They actually said a lot of things.
They said a whole lot.
A lot of things. Like the woman was like, if you are not the problem, you're trying to have a child conceive and you're not the problem, and the family, they are accusing you that you're the problem, that you should cover your husband's shame. You should receive the embarrassment. Even when they are accusing you, you don't say anything.
I'm so sorry, but what? I should receive your embarrassment. First of all, I'm sure before you got married to me, you did not tell me that you were the one
you should
that
cover
was
your husband's shame. And your husband will be there while his family,
because if I bring a second wife,
when the family are cussing you out, he will not cover your shame. Then that is not the problem.
And I'm like, I'm sorry that I cannot.
And cover his shame.
Oh my god, it just reminded me of a book that I just read called Stay With Me, right? Based in the 80s, and it was like a Yoruba-based setting as well. So this man saw this woman in school and basically fell in love with her at first instant and did everything right. Was traveling. I'm not sure whether he was based in London or something, but he was going all the way to Abeokuta to go meet her in school. So basically, he was putting all the effort and whatever. At the end of the year, they got married. Basically, just put it out there. She did make mention because when she first saw him, he had a girlfriend, and she was like, do you want your girlfriend to come and beat me? Me, I don't do polygamy.
Yeah, normal girl talk.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, she broke up with her that day and everything. So basically, it seemed like that was settled, but she did make it clear that she doesn't do polygamy.
Yeah.
Right. So fast forward, they get married, everything. Years down the line, she's unable to give birth to children. They've gone to all the hospitals, they've checked, they've done all the checks on her, and there's nothing wrong. But every single time the reference to him is more like the doctor said he is fine. Do you know what I mean? So it's like she wasn't aware of anything.
Yeah.
So moving on, his mother, the whole family pressured. The mother started bringing different women to his office for him to choose a second wife because it's like, you're my firstborn. I need a grandson. I need a grandchild. Someone to take on the legacy. So it got to a point where the woman brought someone and she was like, if you don't choose someone, I'll start bringing the woman to your house. So basically, it's to embarrass the woman. And he didn't want that. So he went on this whole setting that, okay, he not chose someone. He chose someone that would agree to stay in a different house. So basically, it's like, once in a while, I'll meet you, settle, just to make his mom happy, in quotes, and to keep his marriage safe. Yeah. But he didn't communicate with her as usual. So that time communication was not listening. Although they did have a good marriage where they could communicate about everything, but for some weird reasons he didn't say this.
Her.
Yeah.
That's how she woke up to like banging on the door and what they brought another wife for him to marry.
Oh my God.
She was in shock. She was like, I can say something now. The man was looking down like as far. So it's like he knew that this was going on.
Yes.
And she was blindsided and she was angry and she was frustrated and she reminded him that I told you I don't do polygamy and whatever. Anyway, down the line, she then finds someone that went to this black magic kind of place. So by the way, she has been doing things like that. Basically, her and her mother-in-law, they'll be going everywhere for her to get a child. Good, bad, evil, whatever it takes for her to get a child. That's the level he's gotten to. So she got this, testimony of someone that went somewhere and she became pregnant. So she went to that mountain as well. And after they did their whole magic, whatever, it was like, even though you don't sleep with a man, you get pregnant. That was the statement.
Okay.
A few days later, she started having pregnancy symptoms.
Oh my word.
So she started vomiting, having that, felt her tummy kicking, whatever. Started doing pregnancy classes and whatever. And then she went for her first test. They couldn't see anything. It was like, who told you you're pregnant? Because there was no baby there. 9 months down the line, she was heavy. No pregnancy. There was no baby. A year after, she was still pregnant. No baby. Whoa. The second wife was not like, this and basically moved into the house. And at that time, it became like a serious issue because even when she told her husband she's pregnant, he was like, you cannot be pregnant. There was this whole boldness in his voice that there's no way you're pregnant. She was like, what do you mean by I'm pregnant? I'm pregnant. Can't you see the belly? Can't you see that I'm doing this? Can't you see that? But she did not understand it then. That's how... during that time, his brother came to the house, and because he started making her feel like she was mentally unstable, that it's just in your head, you're not pregnant, and he was pushing her away, she found comfort in her brother-in-law's
hands. Yeah.
So they slept together, and she got pregnant.
Became pregnant.
Yeah. She didn't even notice because after that she slept with her husband. Right. And then she became pregnant. So it was like this whole joyous thing. After 9 months, gave birth to the child, did the naming ceremony. Anyway, the second wife was not like, there's something wrong with you. That night, they were all drunk because they drank a lot. She came to meet the man and she was like, there's something wrong with you, that there is no way that like your stuff doesn't stand like a normal man, so there is something wrong. Okay. And he was like, it's just because of you that I don't love it, that's why. And basically because of the back and forth, they were on the stairs, he pushed her and she died. So basically he killed her. But anyway, they shall cover it up as that. So going down the line, it kept on happening with her and her brother-in-law and stuff like that. But the first child died. Right? The first child died and nobody knew what happened. She just did not wake up and the mother blamed her self that, oh my God, I wasn't watching you.
It,
And so basically they had a whole thing. But luckily she was already pregnant, so she gave birth to her second child, and then she became devoted to that child, right? Always there every single second, because she doesn't want to make the same mistake she did
And
for
the
that
man
first.
was aware that he cannot. He knows that
Why do I feel like the man killed the child?
I don't think he will do that.
Let's listen to the story.
Okay.
By the way, let's get a background. This woman, her mother died while giving birth to her, and she grew up in a polygamous home. So her father blamed her for her mother's death, because apparently her mother is the only one he did love. So it's like, you took the love of my life away. Like, is it what's having you? And again, she did have stepmothers, but everyone had their own
Their own children,
and her mother was more like a Fulani headman, so it's more like we're moving around. So basically she has no relative, and then her father died, so her husband
became her family.
Is the only family she has. Just going back to let you guys know what happened. So then she gave birth to the next child, and because the man is a very futuristic, like more like proactive man, he takes the child for like tests and all those things. And then the doctor was not like, oh, I need to speak to your husband. And she went there like, okay, what's the result of the test? It was like, oh, I cannot let you know, I need to speak to your husband. She was like, it's not about my son. What is it? That's it, that your child is SS.
Okay.
So I was like, what do you mean my heart? So basically she was panicking, she was sad, she was everything about that. But she is AS and her husband is AA. When she now went back and her brother-in-law was around, that's how he now confessed, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry that I did this to you, that your brother came to tell me that you cannot have this thing, that because he couldn't have a child, that he told me to come and sleep with you. So basically the plan was for you to have 5 children that once every year, and just do this. So it was not that way. It was like the man planned it, and in her head she couldn't just understand. He planned it. He could not have a child. He couldn't tell the wife that he could not have a child. He brought his brother.
So he wanted it in the family.
Yeah, like, So when the doctor that told him, he was not asking, oh my God, what do you mean that she's not? He knew that. He knew that. Like, he knew that he couldn't have a child. He let his mom bring another woman to his house. He knew he couldn't have a child. In my head, I'm like, what? You are the problem. But so that basically, so what do you mean that in this case now, this woman will now come and say, oh, I'm incapable of having it? Like, the woman literally, because remember, she has no family. He is at home.
This one, they said they should cover the husband up.
That's what she did.
She didn't know. It was unintentional, but it's still covering up. She didn't know.
No, but this one is terrible, because her whole life became nothing just because of him and his family.
Yes.
And instead of him to have the decency
to tell her.
And then all her children, even the third one, she gave birth to another one, SS as well. So it's like this whole thing where she wanted a child because she wanted something
family,
that was hers.
Family, of course.
And then you knew this what this woman is going through. And he decides to keep it from her. Because, again, to her, she noticed that this was not normal. And she was like, and by the way, she was a virgin, so it was more like he was acting on her ignorance. That she did not know better, that she did not know what. Because, again, the stepwife wasn't ignorant. That's why she was like, oh, there's something wrong with you. And he killed her.
That's so sad.
So it's just like, even a man that you think is good, because on paper, like from like the beginning, he looked perfect.
Of course.
So basically, the only thing is that he just couldn't put her before his pride. Because he couldn't accept. Because the problem, if he just told his mother that, I'm incapable of having a child, they would be like, that woman wouldn't have had to go through all those things. Because what was the use of the second wife?
Like,
just killed her for nothing.
It's just crazy. And then that woman had to now go through loss of losing 3 children because he set up
his pride. And you're supposed to cover him up.
Exactly. So now in that situation, what do you mean that you cover that man up? That just shows how much those men go to hide their shame. But then when it comes, they'll rather you be the scapegoat.
And the women will help. Like, I thank God I'm in this generation, seriously. Because sometimes I see some videos in some one particular generation. I listen to them. I just be like,
I'm glad I wasn't born then.
Like, I'm so glad. But guess what? There are still people that the way they talk, like they are okay, like from judging from what they say.
Do you know what I believe? I believe that even if that mother knew that her son was the problem, she would have still
See,
wrapped it
Of course.
to make that the woman is the
yes,
problem.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
why do we, like, when would women start standing for women?
That's why I said to you, it's not that they don't know better. It's just greed. It's not ignorance.
DatEtsakoGirl. My own is, if you can cover up somebody molesting your child, and you know that this thing is going to affect this child both physically and psychologically, okay, what else? When are you going to fight for that child?
Do you know the funny thing that I realized? Those people that molest their children, they do not just start with their children, they start with the wives. Do you know that? Like, because in movies, at least that's what I have privilege to see. Most times, like, the wife movies I've seen anyway. So they start with beating the wife and molesting the wife. And then, let's say, because this, I'm referring to this because she was like an artist.
Okay,
so
probably,
she was
I
not
just think
around
just
at that
to,
moment.
sorry
yeah.
to cut you, probably to put fear in the woman's mind. So when they start doing all those things, then the woman
the
cannot
children.
speak up.
Maybe that's also why those women can't speak up, because it's like their life is also threatened. It's not necessarily because they want to save the marriage. It's just because they like there's really no, they can't protect the child because they themselves are not safe. That's also another angle to look at it, because I don't think any woman that is like, because for her, like, do you get? Because if the man, because I don't know, I cannot logically explain why any mother would let that happen to her child, except her own life is also in danger. Do you get what I mean?
But I think apart from that, the pick me women, we like to call it the pick me. Like, it's not like they are, some of them, they are not scared of anything. They just see the need to cover this atrocity up. Like, I'm trying to, like,
Without addressing it to the man.
yes, they just see the need of, like, this situation I told you, that you know that this man molests little girls. You just feel the solution is just, when you're leaving, you should take your daughter along. You think that will solve the problem? You see? Like, you feel taking your child when you're going out. What about the neighbor's daughter? That's not your business. No longer your business. As so long as it's not your child. A man that we want to molest their
Your own
daughter.
child.
Just imagine what they would do to another person's daughter.
I think there's also a bit of
child.
self-centeredness, because it's like they would, like in this case, she's willing to present her own child, but not the whole
Yes.
world's child. Like, basically, because she couldn't. But I don't even know, because really, it's like these things keep happening, and they will keep happening. That's the sad truth, because people are not. There's no proper addressing, or like there's no proper way to cut this down. Right, so even like a man child that's growing up and he's seeing this and he's seeing how people are defending it on the internet, and he's like, oh, okay, that's okay. Do you get? Because people are not really saying, like, they're not shutting it down, they're accusing the victims. And then when they see a woman that is not decently dressed enough, they're like, okay, I can do this to her.
Okay,
do you get that kind of situation that is going on?
I actually saw another. You're not saying this. I actually saw another comment. Somebody said, she was enjoying it. They were molesting her for 5 years, so she didn't say anything. So that means she was enjoying it.
A 13-year-old child was, no, when it started, she was apparently 9, 8.
I think 9.
9, 8.
She was
yeah.
9 and she was enjoying
What
it.
does she know that she's enjoying?
She's enjoying. So according to biology in school, right, the woman body has to like be greased enough. Sorry to use the word.
Can't be greased enough.
I mean, because it's fast
A
food,
way of oil.
yeah, fast food penetration, like that's like very painful, right?
Yeah.
Just so a 9-year-old child that's not even, her body's not even fully developed, and then you're penetrating by force, and you say she's enjoying it. Not just you. Imagine that man should be around, say, 45, 50-ish. As matured as you are, you're penetrating a 9-year-old child. What? I'm still asking, what does he see in that 9-year-old child that he cannot do with his wife?
Do you know what's busting my head about that situation? Is that you find out your son is doing it, and then it's like in your brain,
you
it
cover
clicks.
it
You're
up.
like, no, not that one. It's like your daughter reports that your son is doing it. Then it was like a lightning bulb came on your head. Like,
I can do it as well.
something there. I need to see it. And I said, I've discovered the treasure. Like, how? So it's like you wouldn't, or the probability of you have doing it wouldn't have been there if you didn't know that.
The funny thing is,
what?
that child cannot even speak up because
What is she? She doesn't have anyone to fight for her.
The people that are supposed to be like her guardians are the one doing this to her. So who does she
because it's
speak
just
to?
the way they say it is she then, when she was now sick and the hospital they now took her back to her family. So it just means that, like, so it's kind of like this whole thing that, oh, okay, the rich aunties, right, the rich family now took us back. Oh, your daughter is not useful to us again. Bye bye.
Exactly, because for the fact that you took your child from your house to your family's relative houses because they are more well-to-do than you,
and
I think
it was because there was no school in that village.
There was no school
and
in
then
the
that
village.
place they were this thing. And again, it's also because we're not well-to-do because they would have moved. You get what I mean?
They could have moved,
but it's because they were not that well-to-do. And it's like, okay, and apparently that's another problem that I do have. Why do you not have money and give it to a lot of children? So that one, because she's one of the youngest, so she does have older siblings.
Yes.
And apparently I'm not sure, but I think they're spread around everybody's house as well. So it's, again, to me, I also blame the parents because it's like, why did you bring them to this world, first of all? Secondly, why are you not able to provide for them? It's not necessarily because they need it, because there is no way that they would have been in communication with this girl for over 5 years and they did not notice something was wrong. It was either they were like, oh, it's just what it is, you know, you just have to manage, you just have to endure. Those are the things that happen. She may not have told them details, but I can bet it that they knew something was wrong.
Probably
that,
they wanted
that child
to leave
could have
at a
spoken
point
to,
or something.
Yeah, there's no way that child would not jokingly, whatever
have,
way, she would spill that tea.
A child that is raped would not be sane. It would not be the same.
She would, yeah, exactly. You could see that. There's a way you would talk to that child or even touch that child. You don't even need to go to her private part. There's a way you would touch her.
She would react
a certain kind of way.
Like you can tell.
And as a mother, you're supposed to know that there's something wrong with this child.
Do you know the thing is, some mothers are actually very trusting. You just feel, I love my sister so much that I feel my child will be safe with them. I don't think the mother will even think of her child will be molested in her sister's house.
So maybe not molestation. She may not think that, okay, it's like a molestation situation.
Yes.
But I feel that she would know that
something is wrong.
Like beating her or something.
Yes.
But again, even with that,
she won't even think about it.
The problem is that instead of her to now find out what it is, it's to not be like, oh, don't worry, it's fine. It's just... So what I feel the picture I've painted is that she saw that, oh, her child wasn't okay. And in her mind, she's like, okay, maybe they're beating her. And it's like, oh, that's just the price to pay when you're staying with somebody. Should not be encouraging her. Don't worry. You know how it is.
Just for finish.
Just manage. Just do this. Just endure. Just do that. And the question is it not better that she would have asked her child to know better? But again, I feel that the mother did not want to know as well. So that it's like, I don't know. It's like so that she could have a conscience to go back to, or she could be able to sleep at night. Because there is no way she would have found out that that's happening and she would have let her child stay there. But then she knows that she needs her child to stay there for a better life. So it's that whole, like, choosing the worst.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you know what, it's better for me to be ignorant and just, you know, let me be able to have peace of mind because I do know that my child's future is better. But now look at it, the child is no more. Just because you...
I cannot even imagine, you know, because they had access to the child, so they could do it whenever and they could do whatever.
I can imagine, like, how many times a day?
Because you understand? Because
he comes back from work, he's tired. He's like, okay, hey,
yeah, come here, lie down.
Like, and then the son is like two of them. It's not
the
like
son comes back.
Okay, you're next on, because it's like,
listen, even a 30-year-old lady that, say for instance, she was robbed. Like, armed robber came to the house and they took turns in raping her. She has to go to therapy. She has to go through a whole lot of processes to recover from it. So imagine what a 9-year-old child went through for 5 years, up to 13, would be feeling at that point. Like, I feel like at a time she would just see it like a norm. Her body will get used to it eventually, and she's like,
so okay, it's like that whole like, now she's not like, oh, it's 8 o'clock, okay, it's time for them to come.
It's coming, okay.
Now what do I have to do to make it easier? So it's that whole thing that it's a survival instinct that literally happens to the best of us when you know you're in this situation and things like that. Even for people that they do beat up, like you, yes, but I'm saying your
there's no flight or flight situation.
You do know that
this
will happen. It's just that now you have built resistance to that pain.
Yeah, of course.
Right, so It's
And
sad.
the funny thing is, it's gonna keep happening because there's no like preventive measures. There's no law against things. Like, why would you release? Why would you grant them bail? Why?
So no enough evidence.
They were like, I think the claim is that they couldn't prove that happened as of that time, or like because she's dead, so there is no.
They don't have enough evidence. And I saw a video where this girl narrated
That
what
she was
happened
this-
to her. What other evidence do you need again?
But my question is, if there's not enough evidence
What other evidence do you need?
to say that they raped her, how is there enough evidence to show that it was neglect?
Okay, coming.
Do you get what I mean? Like, where is it? Like, there's not enough evidence to show that
She was
raped, but there's enough evidence to show that
that's what they said.
auntie
Like,
neglected her. As not
before she died, she narrated what happened to her with her mouth.
That's
before,
so
yes.
sad. There's
but
no
you're
law.
telling me that she did not.
I mean, the fact that she died from that sickness, is that not enough evidence?
Okay, coming back now to like child marriage, right?
Yeah.
This story of our granddad and his little bride, like she released a post. I don't know if it was the last one that she was 17, that she agrees that she was on drugs,
yeah.
but she had to he liked it because he thought that she was sexier when she takes drugs, right?
Yeah.
Now she should be around 21, 22 now. And
She said she's 24.
24, okay. And that man is around, say, 50 in his 50s, right?
Yeah, he said it's in his 50s.
There is no way that girl could say no, that, oh, I don't want to do this. He married you, we tell you, I married you. And for the fact that your mom even agreed to it, there's nowhere you can run back to.
No, the thing is, she'll feel it's okay. Like,
do you understand?
Like, I mothers underestimate the power they have over a child when they have something to gain. You understand? I feel if the mom wanted to get money from her, she knows how she's going to emotionally blackmail her to make her do her bidding. But it now came to marrying before you are 18, before you are an adult, full adult.
So,
she said it was her choice, that it was love.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. So at 17, she started doing drugs. Okay, I don't know when she started the drugs anyways, but she's had, in space of 5 years, I think she's had 2 children. Mm-hmm. She's been drugged, she's been molested, she's been beaten. She cannot say no. If the man wants it, he wants it, according to her story. So if she says no, he locks her up in a room and tell other people that she's mentally unstable until she agrees.
And the doctor gives her injection or treatment for people with
bipolar disorder. So she there's no running away from it. Now, so that's like, because now she's speaking up and she actually has a platform, we could actually hear her story.
But there are a lot of people going through this same thing.
That's what I was coming at.
That cannot even speak up.
That's one of like 1,000 women going through
1,000
something like this.
Technically, this is the same thing that happened between Two-Face and Idibia as well. It's just that, but she was still a child, or the age difference was up to, I think it's up to 10, because he was a grown man when she was still a child.
She was 20. She was 16 or 17.
Yeah, so she was. It was still that whole child distance situation, and at this moment, like I think earlier this year, they said that she was in rehab or something.
Yeah,
but I don't know what it is with people getting married to people that are way older than them and doing drugs. But I feel that it's some sort of...
I feel like that's like a coping mechanism.
Because it's like...
Because there's nowhere else to run to. So, in the sense that, like, the only place you had to run back to was family.
And you don't
and
have
your
that.
family has already collected money and say, oh, I give you, she's yours now. So, where you run into? Because... In the world we live in, if you go back to your parents and say, some parents, if you go back to them and tell them, oh, my husband slapped me, they will tell you to go back to your husband's house and say, what did you... They don't ask you how did it happen. They will be like, what did you do? That's the next question. You are always at fault. They are like, what did you do? He cannot just carry and slap you. You had to have provoked him. Even if he's the one at fault, unprovoked, he can just come back maybe drunk or something and give you a slap. They don't want to hear that.
And funny enough, when people come out to speak up about things like this, you see same women bashing them, saying things like, "You crying?"
No,
You just see the same women come out and say, "Oh, women of this generation, it's obvious that you people cannot marry. If these things that are going on, this is what you call marriage, like these things, like your opinion about marriage is so flawed, like somebody will be going through molestation, you say you should not speak up, don't say anything, stay there. That's what marriage is all about. Like, okay,
they don't want to grow, they don't want to advance, because those are the things that were normal in their days.
Like, I don't think it's normal, because some women did not take it.
Those days, women did not have the right. Like, they did not have the
parties, like
platform to leave. Like, what if they left? Where would they have gone to? They don't have money. They could not earn. They did not have education. They did not have anything. They could not sustain themselves. So that's one of the reasons why women had to stay in marriages like that.
They had to actually.
But at this time, women are empowered. Right, that's one of the things that feminism is fighting for, like equal rights, that a woman would have a choice. It's that whole choice. That's the breakdown of feminism. For you to have a choice to stay or to leave.
Like,
for you to be or not.
Apart from the men fighting this right that you're talking about, there are some women that are
actually still fighting.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say, right?
It's really sad.
It's how you were brought up. Right, it's your upbringing that you pass down to your children. Right, some women are still in that school of thought that says
because they're like, oh, that's just disrespect. Why would you have to say what a man? So that's the same thing.
Everybody, you keep saying the older generation, but there are still people in this generation that are actually still in that school of thought. That's why you have some very crazy women that will still come under a post where they are saying, oh, justice for this person, she was raped to death, and you still see some women will ask you, where was she? Why is she going out at night?
Why did she go out at night?
That's how feminism. You are claiming that a woman is supposed to be at home and clean the house. Why are you going to dress like this?
Like,
I don't know, but like as humans, let's just do better, because it's literally everybody's responsibility to keep the whole world safe. It's not just the law enforcement, because if we don't do our own part by calling out people for doing the wrong things or addressing things, not supporting it or making claims or blaming the victim, please, like, why are you blaming the victim?
But the thing is, even when you speak up, there's no law. Do you understand? So people would actually rather just die in silence than actually speak up, because when you speak up, you become an object of ridicule. Like, everybody's using you as a topic. You are trending for the wrong reasons, right? So some people would actually say, oh, instead of me to speak up and become a topic for a wrong reason, I just rather keep it to myself, endure and look for a coping mechanism.
That is true.
That's what's happening.
That is true. But then one thing I've realized about bravery is that they're not just fighting for you, you're fighting for the future, because those people that do come out, that do let us know what's going on, then we're able to fight, we're able to make a little progress. Like now with this whole situation, we are aware, and now there's a whole rally, there's a whole thing that's going back to actually try.
Regina Daniella spoke up, right? And there are still people under our comment section saying that, you came out and saying it's better to cry in a Lamborghini than to cry, and she spoke up.
Otanya is dead, Regina is still alive. And she spoke up why she's alive, right? So some people are just, you go to her, just look at her comment section. Like, what is going on?
To be sincere, it's going to be a tough thing to pass through.
I was at work one day, and I don't know, I was speaking to this fellow Nigerian, and I brought up this Regina Daniels stuff. I was like, oh, I feel so bad for her. She was like, why? She said it's better to cry in a Lamborghini.
Yes.
I'm like, you are like this now. If it's not that you like money or you like the good things of life, why are you in this country? You like it so much that you had to leave your own country where you had so much more flexibility and come to a country and
start afresh.
Yeah. So if you actually wanted to cry in a bicycle, why are you not in Nigeria? And then she looked at me and she went mute. Right? We are judging other people for the same choices we are making, just that in a more palatable way.
So I get that. I get that. And I think that's also the reason why we should also be careful what we say as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's not necessarily like a blame game, but it's the fact of life, right? Because whatever you say today will be used against you. That's why when people rally for presidency and whatever, they try to clear up their past or whatever. Because whatever you've said before, people will bring it up. The world doesn't forget. Remember that statement. That's why you should also make careful efforts to do that. But then we as humans, we should also have mercy. Because again, look at, like, really, she was saying that because of that. But look at the situation. Are you really going to weigh what is going on just because of the statement that she made?
Yeah.
Like it's just the human decency, because if you were in that situation, what would you want?
Exactly.
Like, I think that's what
Yeah.
people keep
Is that
forgetting,
what
that they
you-
don't put
is that
themselves
what
in
your
that whole
sister-
situation.
Would you actually say,
Like,
oh, because
yeah,
she
look
said
away,
it's better-
because she
like,
said
like, it's okay. Yes, she did say that. Of course, she did say that.
Of course, it's better to cry in a Lamborghini. It's way
See,
better.
the thing is, what the person did not realize is Regina today, it can be another person tomorrow. It
course.
can
Will be another
it can
person
be-
tomorrow. That is
it
the
can
sad
be
thing.
your sister tomorrow.
And then what will
Yes.
you say? What
I would
happens then?
actually prefer to cry in a private jet. Actually, I mean, it's so nice. You're drinking your champagne
Really?
and you're cleaning your eyes. Oh my God, I'm seeing the sky.
But you know
to
what-
actually cry in a bus.
But do you know something is that, let's just use that scenario. You cry in the bus, your problem is just money. Like,
It's just
money will
money.
solve most of your problem.
Exactly.
But you see, you
That's
cry in a
true,
private
that's
jet.
true, that's true.
Your
You solve
problem
your
is your
problem.
money is
It's-
God.
it's
It's
God,
not
it's
money.
only God,
Please,
actually.
I'd rather cry in a bus, please, because the money will come. So I'll just see you and give you money, because to be going in a private jet, I'm like, go, I'm like, let me not see what to make me cry in a private jet.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
In conclusion, sorry to cut
Yeah.
you. In conclusion, so is there any coming out from this child marriage? Because is it the men that will end this child marriage, or some of the women that are the enablers?
It's
I
the
think it's a
parents.
community.
It's the community.
It's a community. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, it doesn't have to be someone relating to me for me to fight against it, right? So
Yeah.
like, if I'm aware that a child is getting married, especially I'm using older men, because so sometimes like young people getting married to themselves, it could actually be love, in the sense that like an 18-year-old getting married to an 18-year-old, you know, where they travel
that
to
could be love,
So
yeah.
that one, I'm not really looking to it, because again, they're young, they're still making decisions like that, or they may be right? They're just betting on their future. But it's not necessarily like the risk there is not as much as when a full-grown man
It's marrying a child.
is marrying a child. That one is like, what exactly are you here for? That is, I don't know, are you here? Is it a ritual thing? Because like, why in your normal mind are you going to a child? Do you understand what I mean? So in that whole situation, even if the mother is not, it's like, because obviously the only thing I can do is to have conversations with the parents. I cannot do that much, because I'm not entitled, I'm not the legal guardian of the child to say no. But all I can do is to let them know how wrong this is, and to stand my ground to the very end. At the end of the day, people make their own choices.
Of course.
And there would be people that you would be able to save, and then the people that you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's just knowing that as a community, this
We're
is what we
standing
have to
against
do. We
it,
have to
yeah.
actually stand against it. You have to make it so clear and obvious that this is wrong. Because sometimes it's possible that people don't actually understand that it's wrong. They just say that, oh, I'm poor, someone wants to marry my child, it's to save us, and then they don't understand the
That's like
implication
a
of that.
business opportunity.
Poverty
isn't it?
elevation scheme.
Exactly.
So they may not understand how deep it gets. You
No,
get what I mean?
Daniela, don't do that. Don't justify it like that. You understand. I saw a post that said, if you're at this age, we're at the age where people actually know what they are doing. So if somebody wrongs you, the person knows that he wronged you, right? So do not give people the leverage of saying they do not know.
Like making
People
excuses
actually
for
know
them.
that what they are doing. You cannot tell me that a parent of 50-year-old is giving a child to the same age bracket as the parent. So I'm 50-year-old, I'm giving my child to a 50-year-old man, and you tell me that I do not know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know what I stand to gain if I marry my child off to that man. So it's they know what they are doing. Don't say that. Don't do that. They actually know what they are doing, and they are doing it with their eyes open.
Oh,
Yes.
Right.
Very open.
Well, stop doing it with your eyes. Stop. Nothing close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. Don't show your children.
End child marriage. End it. End child marriage. That's just
speak
it.
up. Speak up. You're going through domestic violence. You speak up. And justice for China. Justice for Regina.
Justice for Regina.
Justice for
There's not
China.
much we can do for China now because they have released them.
Well,
No,
there's more.
because
The case has been
yes,
reopened.
it
At the last I heard.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's,
okay, that's
so it's
very
progress.
good.
That's another thing that proves that as a community we
We're being
do have,
heard.
like, because it's like
Yeah.
there was a whole rally, there were a lot of things that did happen, there were a lot of petitions that were raised, and our voice were heard. Now it's just leaving into the justice system to actually do the right thing.
Do the right thing,
So
yes.
that is why coming out and speaking up is
Speaking up is
important.
important,
Because
yes.
even
Of
though
course,
it
yeah.
might be tough, even though you may have to go through that whole phase where everybody's going to use you as skit and everybody's going to use it as a point of discussion just to raise their views,
Yes.
like it's still going to make it better for the next person that comes.
Of course,
yeah,
of
just
course,
making it better
yeah.
for another girl child not to go through that.
Go through that, yes.
Essentially, it may not necessarily save you, but at
will
least
save
you're
the next person.
stopping someone else from doing that to someone else. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, we've come to the end of another interesting episode
Amazing.
of freedom of speech. This episode was actually very emotional.
It was.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please watch our videos, like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to get a notification anytime we drop a new video. On this note, we say
Bye.